Chosen one, your suffering is no accident. This was a conscious choice. You felt it, didn't you? That betrayal, that knife in your back. And maybe the thing that hurt the most was this: realizing it wasn't a mistake, it wasn't a misunderstanding, it wasn't a momentary lapse of judgment. It was deliberate, to extinguish your light, to stifle your spirit, to block your path. But there was one thing they should have known: the destiny of the chosen one is never surrendered to the evil of others. I know what you have been through, how much you have been hurt, but I also know this: your strength is greater than what has been done to you. They tried to break you, but you did not break. They tried to silence you, but your voice continued to rise. That's why they are afraid. That is why they tried to harm you. But now, this message is reaching you, because it's time to wake up. Take back your power. You are no longer the victim. No longer will you be the one carrying the burden. It's time to send your pain back to them, to declare your freedom, to make your own way. You are not an ordinary person. Take the first step to prove it to the whole world by writing 77 in the comments. You are the chosen one, and no darkness in this world can extinguish your light. The weight of past actions does not simply vanish into memory. It lingers, weaving itself into the fabric of existence. What she has done, the choices she made, and the pain she inflicted have not remained in the past. They have taken root, growing like ivy through the cracks of her soul, tightening their grip with each passing day. On the surface, she may present an illusion of composure, but beneath that fragile exterior, an unseen force erodes her from within. This is not just the heavy burden of remorse. It is a force that reshapes her reality, altering her very being. There are laws older than time itself, and when they are broken, consequences unfold with precision. A sacred trust was placed in her hands, and she shattered it. A betrayal of this magnitude is not a mere personal failing. It disrupts the harmony of existence itself. The moment she chose to turn away from what was sacred, the threads of fate trembled, setting into motion a sequence of events beyond her control. She may not have acknowledged it at first, but something within her shifted. A silent ripple, an unseen fracture, a knowing she could never escape. And you sensed it, didn't you? That instant when something deep within the bond between you ruptured, never to be the same again. The echoes of ancient wisdom whisper of this very thing: how a soul that violates its most sacred duty begins to unravel from the inside out. There is no peace to be found, only an endless cycle of reckoning that stretches beyond the limits of the physical world. She may try to silence it, but the truth does not yield to denial. The body becomes a canvas where unspoken truths are etched. It is the silent witness, the unrelenting recorder of every unacknowledged transgression. Have you noticed it? The way time seems to weigh heavier upon her, how fatigue clings to her bones like a shadow that will not lift. The imbalance manifests in ways she cannot explain, wearing her down in ways she cannot fight. Doctors search for answers, prescribing remedies that address only the surface, never the cause. Aches that have no name, illnesses that shift and evade understanding. The body keeps an unrelenting score, refusing to release what the mind struggles to bury. The patterns are unmistakable, disruptions that seep into the flesh, turning every breath into a reminder of what has been done. It is not simply stress, not merely coincidence. There is an undeniable force at work, a weight she cannot shed, no matter how desperately she wishes to undo what has already been set into motion. Even as she seeks distractions, excuses, or explanations, deep down, she knows, and you know too, The connection between action and consequence is undeniable, an invisible thread tying the choices of the past to the realities of the present. Science and ancient wisdom align in their understanding of this truth. The inner world shapes the outer form. That which is suppressed festers. That which is denied demands recognition. The physical world does not operate in isolation. It reflects the unseen, making visible the burdens carried in secret. The mind is not immune to the unraveling. It craves coherence, seeks to align itself with truth. But when truth is fractured, so is the mind itself. The act of betrayal carries a cost, one that cannot be bargained away. She fights to justify, to explain, to rewrite the past in a way that absolves her, but the mind is relentless in its search for balance. The weight of contradiction is an unrelenting torment, a presence she cannot escape. The nights offer no reprieve. Sleep does not come easily, and when it does, it brings no peace. Shadows of memory creep into her dreams, twisting them into realms of unrest. The mind plays its cruel games, forcing her to witness again and again the moments that cannot be erased. She sees them not as they were, but as they could have been, as they should have been. Each time, the paths not taken, the words unsaid, the choices unmade, gnaw at her. She cannot turn away, for the mind holds its own kind of justice. What she has buried refuses to stay hidden, and while she remains trapped in this endless loop, you are breaking free. Have you felt it? The clarity returning to your thoughts, the way the fog has begun to lift. While she struggles against the walls of her own making, you are stepping beyond them. The weight she carries is hers alone now. The past does not release its hold so easily, but neither does the truth. The movement of energy is never lost, only redirected. Every intention, every action, every force set into motion must eventually find its way back to its origin. This is not just a principle of the universe, it is the unshakable rhythm of existence. The disruptions once aimed at you, the deliberate strikes against your spirit, no longer have a place within your field. They have completed their cycle, returning home, reshaping the reality of the one who set them in motion. The weight you once bore is no longer yours to carry. Feel the difference. Notice how your being has lightened. Meanwhile, in another life, a slow unraveling takes place. Stability crumbles in the most unexpected ways, leaving behind unanswered questions and unexplained losses. What was once within reach now dissolves like mist, slipping away before it can be grasped. Projects falter, connections weaken, doors that once opened with ease now remain firmly shut. No matter how much effort is exerted, every step forward is met with an unseen force, pulling everything apart at the seams. Yet, the cause remains obscured to those who refuse to see it. Explanations are sought in logic, in chance, in forces outside personal control. But deep beneath the surface, something ancient knows the truth. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. Illusions have an expiration date. External appearances may suggest success, a life moving forward, even moments of fleeting satisfaction. But beneath it all, the foundation is hollow. What was gained in place of what was lost? What was taken cannot be replaced. There is an emptiness, a hunger that nothing can satisfy, a discontent that lingers in quiet moments. Even surrounded by new distractions, the void grows. It is a space where something sacred once existed, now replaced by an aching absence. There is no peace in the illusion. Attempts to reshape the past, to rewrite the story, cannot change what has already been set into motion. The energy once connected to a powerful presence is now missing, and the absence is felt in ways words cannot fully express. Imagine a mighty river carving its way through ancient canyons. Its waters, though hidden deep beneath the surface, eventually break free to shine in the light. Just as that river finds its course despite the obstacles, the truth always finds a way to rise above any attempt to bury it. When deception is built like a house of cards, the inevitable gust of reality sends every false brick tumbling down. The truth emerges from the depths, strong and undeniable, carrying the power of a force greater than any lie. Truth has a way of coming to light, no matter how deeply it may be concealed. The divine order that governs our lives refuses to let falsehoods remain in the shadows forever. Every attempt to twist the story, to shift the blame from one person to another, begins to unravel over time. Like the first tremors of a distant earthquake, tiny fissures form in the facade of deceit. Small inconsistencies, a slight change in tone, a gap in the narrative, that reveal that not everything is as it seems. Over the days and weeks that follow, those who once accepted every word without question start to notice the subtle shifts in the details. People who had embraced the comforting illusion begin to pause, to question the integrity of the story they were told. Where there was once unwavering certainty, seeds of doubt now take root. What was once persuasive now carries hints of a deeper contradiction, a quiet indication that the version of events may not be the complete picture. Every person, regardless of their understanding, begins to sense that something is amiss. It isn't a loud proclamation, but rather a gentle stirring deep within the soul, a recognition that truth, like a patient gardener, works slowly to reclaim what was lost. The burden of maintaining a deceptive tale grows heavier with each passing day. The mental and emotional effort required to keep up a fabrication is like carrying an invisible weight that only the heart can feel. Eventually, that weight becomes unbearable, and the falsehood can no longer be sustained. In every community, among every gathering of believers and seekers of light, there comes a moment when the undeniable power of truth overwhelms the carefully constructed barriers of deceit. Friends and neighbors, who once shared in the easy acceptance of the narrative, begin to see the subtle differences. Their eyes open to the reality that what was once embraced is now fraught with contradictions and unspoken misgivings. In homes and hearts alike, the truth presses gently against the walls built to contain it, demanding recognition and understanding. As the layers of deception peel away like old, brittle bark from a tree, the authentic story emerges in its full splendor. It is not a story that shouts or forces itself upon you. Rather, it is a quiet, persistent reminder that every act of dishonesty leaves its mark, and every attempt to distort reality eventually reveals the beauty of what is genuine. The truth is a light that cannot be dimmed by lies. It burns steadily, illuminating every corner of our lives, no matter how long we may have tried to ignore it. So, in the spirit of unwavering faith and hope, remember that the truth will always outlast the shadows of deception. It is not a matter of human effort or willpower. It is the natural unstoppable course of justice and clarity that flows through the universe. Stand firm in that knowledge and let your heart be unburdened by the weight of falsehoods. In the end, the truth's quiet yet powerful presence brings with it the promise of renewal, healing, and the eternal light of understanding that guides us all home. Like a mighty river that carves its path through ancient stone, its waters leaving a permanent mark on the land, we too flow through life, our every step engraving our legacy on the tapestry of existence. In our family lines, nothing passes without a sign, an unmistakable imprint that tells a story of both triumph and trial. Nothing moves through a bloodline without leaving an imprint. The past is not merely a memory, it is woven into the very essence of those who come after. Actions do not exist in isolation. They ripple outward, touching more than just the one who set them in motion. A choice made in one moment alters the path of many. The effects linger, shaping experiences and manifesting in ways that seem unconnected, yet are deeply intertwined. Those who never witnessed the original event still feel its impact, carrying the weight of something they cannot name. The energy that was disturbed must find a way to settle, and until it does, it will continue to weave itself into the lives of those who inherit its consequences. Now let me share with you a truth as plain as the open sky and as constant as the rising sun. Every decision we make, every act of love or neglect sends ripples down the generations. When you walk in the light of understanding, you see that every moment of pain or joy is a seed planted in the soil of your family history. These seeds sprout into the experiences of tomorrow, nurturing hearts and minds in ways that may not be immediately visible, but are always felt deep down. It is as though our lives are interlaced with strands of destiny, each thread spun by the choices of our ancestors, binding us together in an unbreakable chain of fate and promise. And even if you were not present when those choices were made, you carry within you the power of their consequences, a force that shapes who you are today. Imagine a garden where every flower and every leaf is the result of a long line of nurturing care and past neglect. Some parts of the garden flourish, radiant with color and life, while other sections struggle under the weight of unseen burdens. In this garden, every plant's growth is influenced by the care, or the lack thereof, given by those who came before. This garden is your family heritage, where each act, each moment of kindness or harshness has contributed to the soil from which you now grow. The choices made long ago are still alive in every breeze that rustles the leaves and every ray of sunlight that warms the earth. The energy that was once disturbed in those long-ago decisions continues to settle into every new generation, binding you to a history that is as intricate as it is enduring. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. Consider the journey of a traveler setting out on a long, winding road. At each fork in the path, the traveler's decision creates a new trail that future wanderers may follow, whether knowingly or not. The path is never linear. It twists and turns, influenced by the terrain, the weather, and the choices made along the way. This journey is much like the legacy we inherit from our forebears, a dynamic, ever-evolving course that shapes our destiny. Every twist, every detour is a reminder that our lives are not isolated events, but part of a grand, interconnected narrative. The lessons learned, the hardships endured, and the victories celebrated by those before you are woven into the very fabric of your being, urging you to forge ahead with strength and wisdom. In the heart of this spiritual truth lies a call to recognize the beauty in every scar and every blessing that your family's history has bestowed upon you. The challenges faced by previous generations have not vanished into the ether. They have become the building blocks of your resilience. They remind you that no trial is without purpose and no hardship without hope. When you understand that your personal struggles are reflections of a deeper ancestral story, you begin to see that every setback is an opportunity for growth. It is in these moments of reflection that you discover the true measure of your strength, a strength that is not born of fleeting circumstances, but forged over time, tempered by the fires of both joy and sorrow. There is a sacred rhythm to life, a cadence that resonates through every heartbeat and every breath you take. This rhythm is the testament to the lives that have come before, echoing softly in the background of your daily existence. It is a constant reminder that you are part of something much larger than yourself, a continuum of hope, perseverance, and divine order. Even when the storms of life threaten to overwhelm you, remember that the same winds that challenge you also carry the promise of renewal. Just as a field of wildflowers rises resiliently after a harsh winter, so too does your spirit bloom after every trial. The enduring imprint of your heritage is both a source of pain and a wellspring of strength, urging you to rise, to overcome, and to embrace the fullness of your destiny. Let this truth settle in your heart, like the soft glow of twilight after a long day. You are the culmination of all that came before you. Each generation has contributed to the person you are today, leaving behind lessons, blessings, and even burdens. But remember, the burdens are not chains to bind you. They are stepping stones to elevate you. Every hardship passed down through the years has a hidden blessing, a gift waiting to be uncovered by those willing to look beyond the surface. And as you do, you will discover that the legacy you inherit is not a curse, but a profound opportunity to grow, to heal, and to transform. As you walk forward in faith and purpose, know that the energy of your ancestors, every smile, every tear, every sacrifice, flows within you. It is a sacred current that empowers you to overcome, to forgive, and to create a future that is radiant with promise. Embrace the responsibility of this legacy with gratitude, for it is not given lightly. It is a mantle of honor, a call to rise above the limitations of the past and to step boldly into a future where every challenge is met with unwavering resolve. Trust in the divine orchestration of your life, for every moment, every decision is part of a grand design that transcends human understanding. In the stillness of your heart, you can feel it, a quiet assurance that no matter how deep the scars of history may run, there is healing in the light of truth. The power of your lineage is not diminished by past missteps. Rather, it is enriched by the lessons they impart. This sacred energy that courses through your veins is a reminder that your story is still being written, that every new day is an opportunity to create beauty out of pain, to bring light out of darkness. And as you continue on your journey, know that you are never alone. The legacy of those who came before is with you, guiding your steps, supporting your dreams, and inspiring you to become the best version of yourself. May you find strength in the knowledge that your family's past is not a chain to hold you back, but a tapestry of life's most profound lessons. With every breath, with every heartbeat, you are writing your own chapter, a chapter that is filled with hope, courage, and the relentless pursuit of a brighter tomorrow. Stand tall, for you are the living testament to the power of transformation. The energy that once stirred unrest now paves the way for prosperity and joy, turning every challenge into a stepping stone toward greatness. Embrace this legacy with open arms and a grateful heart, for you are the guardian of a divine inheritance that is as eternal as the stars in the sky. As we gather in this moment of reflection, let us remember that our past is not a burden to be carried in sorrow, but a source of strength to be honored and cherished. Every experience, every hardship, every victory has contributed to the person you are today. And as you move forward with conviction and purpose, may you always be reminded of the unbreakable bond that connects you to your ancestors, a bond that is forged in the fires of love, sacrifice, and the enduring promise of a better tomorrow. Let your spirit soar high, unburdened by the weight of what has come before. Instead, allow the legacy of your lineage to propel you into a future filled with endless possibility and divine favor. With every step you take, you are rewriting the narrative of your life, turning the pages of your story into a testament of resilience, hope, and the transformative power of love. In the light of this understanding, may you always walk in the knowledge that your heritage is a wellspring of strength and that the journey ahead is as luminous as the promises held within your soul. This was never your burden to hold. The weight you once felt was never yours to claim. Step back, let the forces of balance work as they always have. What is unfolding now is not your responsibility. There is no need to intervene, to seek justice, to explain. What was meant for you, your light, your essence, your path, remains untouched. No amount of harm could alter the truth of who you are. The very qualities that made you a target are the same ones that now propel you forward. Can you feel it? The way your energy expands as you step further into your own power. The forces once tethered to you have released, and now all that remains is your ascent. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed and let the light of the Lord guide your path. Power is reclaimed the moment the weight of someone else's actions is no longer mistaken for a reflection of self. Their betrayal is an indictment of their own limitations, never a verdict on the one they sought to diminish. Let that understanding sink in, settling deep where old wounds once resided. The choices they made were never a measure of your worth. They only revealed the extent of what they lacked. Release the past. Step forward into the world you shape on your own terms. Feel how the energy shifts, How every resource once drained by analyzing their actions now fuels something far greater: your expansion, your peace, your purpose. This transformation is not abstract, it is tangible. Notice the difference in your breath, the space opening within your mind, the sensation of limitless potential stretching before you. Justice is an ancient force that operates beyond the need for human intervention. The scales of existence do not require your hand to tip them. What was set into motion will find its conclusion with or without your gaze upon it. Your freedom is found in choosing to move beyond what once held you back. What lies ahead surpasses anything that has been lost. No act of vengeance could ever match the natural course of consequences already unfolding. Holding on to resentment would only tether your energy to a past that no longer serves you. You are not merely the one who endured. You are the one who emerged, stronger and untouched at your core. That alone is the greatest testament to your power. The road forward is yours alone to walk, unburdened by the shadows that no longer define you. Every step affirms that you were never broken, only tested. The very fact that these words resonate within you proves that you are ready to step into what is meant for you, ready to embrace the full extent of your potential. Nothing has ever truly stood in your way. The future is yours to claim. Can you feel it? The undeniable truth woven into every fiber of your being.